Today we're going to talk about selecting text. Selecting text is important because you need to be able to edit the text or format the text. Format means change the appearance of the text. In order to do one or both of these things, you need to understand how to select the text. Now, developing strong text selection skills will allow you to manipulate specific sections of the document without altering the entire document, and it will help you to do it efficiently, okay, without taking so much time. Most of us know how to select text in the normal way, okay, which is just to rest your mouse in front of the text that you want to select. So for example, if I want to select this word elephants right here, what I would do is I would step one. Okay, so step one, rest or hover my mouse in front of the text that I want to select. Step two, click and hold your mouse click. So you're holding the left click. That's what I'm doing right now. Then drag the mouse to select the desired text. So I'm going to drag my mouse to select the desired text. Release the mouse click when finished. Okay, so I'm going to release that mouse click, and now that I'm finished. Okay, so most of us, I believe, know how to do that. That's the most basic way of selecting text. And remember, we're selecting the text to manipulate the text. Okay, we want to do something with the text. That's why Microsoft Word has this mini toolbar pop up right after we select the text, because they know if we're selecting text, that means we must want to do something with that text, such as format that text, or in other words, change the appearance of that text. All right, so let's go through that basic way to select text again. All right, so step one, I'm going to rest my mouse in front of the text that I want to select. Okay, I'm going to rest my mouse there in front of the text that I want to select. In this case, it's going to be elephants. Okay, now resting the mouse is an important step one. I know sometimes we do it so fast, or maybe you see the teacher do it so fast, or maybe you see your friend, they go and they select the text really quick. The resting the mouse, or in other words, hovering the mouse in front of the text that you want to select, is an important step that most people just do without even thinking, but it's still a step. All right, so step one, rest my mouse in front of the text that I want to select. Step two, click and hold the left click of the mouse. So I'm going to click and hold my left click of the mouse. I'm holding it down now. Then drag the mouse to select the desired text. So we're going to drag to the right. Release the mouse click when finished. That's the last step. So I'm going to release the mouse because I'm finished here. All right, and as soon as I release the mouse, we see the mini toolbar pop up, and it's literally a reflection of the font group, and some other things are in there too. We'll take a look at the mini toolbar more in depthly as we go along. All right, so that's the basic way of selecting text. Now, there's a bunch of other ways that we can select text that will help you. It helped me when I was first learning, and I'm sure it will help you work faster and do things more efficiently. Okay, let's just do that one more time because I do want to show you something. Let's go ahead and select the text. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, because I want to start over, I want to do that selection again for you. But what I'm going to do right now is something called deselecting the text. All right. Now, if I want to deselect this text, what I need to do is click an area outside of the selection. Okay, now I can click here, I can click here, or I can click over here and once I click, it will deselect the text. But one thing that I want to point out, it's probably better to click, if you really want to just deselect something, you want to click in the white area here. Now, is it always foolproof? Sometimes you end up trying to deselect and clicking somewhere and then accidentally selecting something else, in which you would have to deselect again. So it's not a foolproof, but there are times, many times, when you're going to want to deselect the text. As a matter of fact, deselecting the text is just as important as selecting the text. Okay, so what happens if I selected the wrong text? Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I wanted to select India instead of elephants. I would need to deselect that text, elephants, and select the correct text. Number of ways to do that. The best way to deselect is obviously clicking outside of your selection. So I'm just going to click over here. You see my mouse over here. I'm going to click and notice that that deselected the text. Very important. A lot of people that have been using computers for a little while, you probably don't even think about it. Okay, deselecting the text. You're probably in your mind, it's automatic, but a lot of people that are beginning computers may not understand that that's an actual process. You know, no matter how fast you brush over it, deselecting something is an actual process that you need to understand that you will need to do. Okay, because there's many other things. We're going to be talking about selecting other things like objects and shapes. Not just text. Today we're talking about selecting text and that's it. But my point is, no matter what you select, there's going to come a time where you need to deselect. All right. And the way that you deselect is just by clicking in the white area, or in general, just click outside of your current selection. Okay, so I don't want to make the video too long. We have some things that we need to go over, but I want to go once over again of how to normally select text, because I want to cover one more thing that I want to show you. So let's go over it again. Step 1, rest my mouse in front of the text that I want to select. Step 2, click and hold my mouse clicker, the left click and hold. Step 3, drag, in this case, to the right to select the text. Now I'm still clicking and holding as I'm dragging. All right. Now, before I hit the next and last step, let's say I wanted to select the next line of text also. I'm still clicking and holding, and what I'm going to do while I'm still holding down my click is I'm going to drag, oops, I dragged too far. I'm going to drag downward. So I'm going to drag downward. I'm still holding my click. I'm dragging downward. Boom. Up, boom. Okay. As you can see, it takes a little bit of mouse, skill to really move with the mouse while having your finger click down on it. Okay. Let's say if I wanted to select even more of the paragraph, of the lines in the paragraph, I would continue to hold my left click and drag down once again. And you can see as I'm dragging down at this point that I'm at now, I'm selecting even more text. Let's say if I want to continue to select this line, I'm still holding my click, I'm still holding it down, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue to drag to the right, still holding that click down. Still holding it down, dragging it all the way to the right. Okay, almost there, and we got it. Okay, so now I effectively selected the text that I wanted to select, and now I'm going to release my mouse click. Okay, and right there we see the mini toolbar open up. Okay, now let's unpack that a little bit. We just selected this text the normal way that we select, which was by dragging. Okay, most of us, we've been using computers for a little bit, and we know that if we click, hold, and drag, we're going to select text. Now, there's two things with that. As you saw, I was having some trouble there while I was clicking and holding, okay, and trying to move it down, move the mouse down and the selection down while I had the mouse click down. So I was holding my mouse click down, and I was also simultaneously trying to move the mouse down with my shoulder and my hand to select more of the text. I don't know, it could be a little complicated sometimes. Okay, if you're doing all of that, you're trying to select multiple lines of text, or you're trying to select multiple words, it could be a little tedious, a little hard to, a little difficult to hold the left mouse click down and drag down. So that's why we're going to talk about other efficient ways that you could possibly select text. Okay, now let's take a look at this mini toolbar, excuse me, for a second here. If you look at the mini toolbar, it has a lot of things that we could just quickly format. So Microsoft Word does a great thing by providing us this mini toolbar, so we don't have to go up here and searching in the ribbon for most frequently used buttons. All right, now the mini toolbar, it disappears once your mouse moves out of this area of your last selection. So if your mouse moves too far from the area of your last selection, the mini toolbar will disappear. Let's bring that mini toolbar up one more time. So I'm going to deselect by clicking in the white area. I'm going to go, and this time I'm just going to select the word elephant. So I'm going to click, hold my click, and drag to the right. And here we go. We have that mini toolbar, okay? And that mini toolbar is even giving us some information. It's giving us the font type. It's giving us the font size. We can bold, we can italicize, we can underline, we can highlight the text, we can change the color of the text, we can apply bullets. These, we can increase the font size, decrease the font size. Now, these two buttons I really love to use, especially as a designer. And if you're taking this class and you want to learn how to use Microsoft Word, then by default, you are trying to learn how to be a designer of documents. So you're going to be using these increase and decrease font buttons a lot. A lot of people use this, and they're used to using this, okay, to change the font size. But when you're working with a document and you're not really sure how something will look, okay, you're not going to really know what font size you want right off the back. You will have to slowly increase or slowly decrease the font to see how it will look. All right, because you don't know how it will look. You don't know, well, should I pick 36? No, 36 is too big. Well, you know what? Let me pick 24. Let me pick that. You know what? Let me try 22. So it will get very tedious for you to keep clicking in and then coming back and then clicking. Even though it does show you a live preview, which is cool. It shows you the live preview of what it will look like. Okay, but coming from where I'm coming from, design, from a design background, if you see here, we only have a certain amount of numbers here anyway. There are some times where you want to go beyond these numbers and see what things look like, and that's when you want to just, you can click you know, and see what it looks like by using these increased font size.